She said that she's a lawyer and she's going to file a class action lawsuit against me. This whole circle moment. Because when she left, again, confusion. You're a lawyer and you have dyslexia. And you can't read the instructions on your phone on how to reset a password and getting into your email and just pressing OK. What Welcome to my second episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shonda. I'm Shonda, and this podcast is about my experiences with my customers and how they affect me outside my workplace. I have segments to keep me on track. One of the segments is called Think Piece. Just thinking on a piece of information that I get almost every day from my customers. But I just want to start off with this story of a customer coming in store. It was a busy day this day, actually. I had a new hire that I was training, and the customer started to roll in around 1 o'clock. I'm going to dig right into it because this is like a very triggering conversation that I had with this customer. But she came in and she had to get into her phone. She had a new phone that she set up about a week ago, and she had to get back into her emails and some social media apps. So I was like, okay. So as I was helping her get into Facebook, there were some other apps that she needed to log into, but she didn't know her password. So with that first reset of the password, it's just all reading and following the directions that the app is telling you to do. As I'm helping her, there's more people rolling into the store. Again, I'm training a new hire, and he learned pretty fast, but at this time he was just pressing buttons, and for me telling him what those buttons mean and what he needs to do to get to this point. There was her. There was two other gentlemen that came in. Then there was a family, and I want to say another family, and then like two couples that came in. So it was a pretty packed store for the day. After I, just telling people and communication is key, I'm going to be with you in a couple minutes. But I'm pretty good at multitasking. I give a lot of compliments about me multitasking when it comes to my job. People get very impressed by that. I believe I'm not all over the place. I get to a point where I can stop with a customer and then go to the next one. With the family that came in, and let me just say, with being in my position, I do not make money off my own sales. However, the numbers are very important. I need to make sure that these numbers, that I achieve these. What they talked about before, the ABC, always be closing. So I had to make sure that these sales closed. Not for just my new hire, but just like for myself, for my store. And then I'm also thinking about my higher ups who performance is key. So with these issues when it comes to resetting passwords, she was an older woman. I can't really remember her age, but she is old enough to read as everybody else that was in that store. But with her, it was a little bit complicated. So with certain customers or people that I worked with before, it's just like tech support. And a lot of customers complain that they get the tech support, that there's somebody out of the country and that they can't understand them. And I'll always remind people, like every other company, they will have that. AT&T is not the only people who call centers are out of the United States. And we have to deal with every customer service respectfully, like on the phone. And they're doing their best to help guide you over the phone. When it is unsuccessful, then the customer service person tells them to come in store, which is, I'm not going to say helpful, but it's, it is helpful. That's how we maximize with people coming into the store with tech issues. This particular woman, though, very, 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 very difficult. So with her, after resetting her Facebook, she had to get into her email, which is the most important thing that people need to have on their phones because of work, and any other things, but mostly work. So she forgot her password to that. So I'm like, now you have to reset it. It wants to send a text message. All of the instructions that I'm telling her is on the screen. So when I break away from her, the other two gentlemen I'm starting with, I'm still multitasking with her. And then obviously I'm still training my new hire that's in the back. And he's just dealing with this one set of people as I'm dealing with the family, the two guys, her, and another customer. I'm all with the setup with the family, but I also have to explain what their bill is going to be, how much they have to pay today, what to expect to pay. And then going back to my new hire, explaining to them, also the family or who he's dealing with, explaining them what he's doing and what to expect for them. Still have to deal with the two gentlemen and this one woman. So she starts getting like irritated, I want to say, because I'm helping other people. And I was just like, okay, I have you. I'll be with you. But I have to make sure that these people are good too. Let me get to a point where I can stop with them and I'll be right back with you. But I was here first. Customers. I definitely understand that you were here first, but this are some reasons that you can try tech support or get a family member. I didn't suggest the family member, but I offered tech support. And she was just like, I don't want to call. I don't want to call because I'm going to get people that I don't understand and they're going to get me to run around and they're not going to be able to help. Okay, respectfully, just give me a couple minutes. Let me get at a point where I can like stop with them and I'll be right with you. She got very irritated at that point. She was already irritated, but much more frustrated and flustered that the two gentlemen that were like right beside her decided to help her, because every time I went to the customers, moving around the store, she's like, excuse me, but I was here first and I need your help. And I'm like, I'll be right with you. Okay. Respectfully, I'll be right with you. Let me just finish up with that. So other customers are telling me how great I'm doing, and that you're doing a perfect job. And I'm like, thank you. No sweat. Thanks. And they're telling me like, Smalley always whisper like, don't worry about her. And I'm like, I wish I can't. I mean, I'm not, because you're my focus right now, but still I have to break away from you and go in that direction. So it's going to be a little bit tough that can't really ignore her. So, the people that I was helping, they were like close to the back of the store, and the family that I was helping, again, contribute towards my numbers. Numbers are very important. I have to make sure that I'm always closing, but still also training a new hire to make sure that he gets it. He gets what I'm doing. He hears what I'm saying. He hears my pitch. He hears how I maximize. So at this point, I go up to the lady, and again, I'm just reading what is on her screen to reset a password. And when she doesn't know her password, she says, but I have it written down at home. And I was like, well, you can go home and get that password book and put it in. I don't have time for that. Okay. So do you see where it says forgot password ? Right on your screen? You're just going to press that. And she's like, all right, then what else do I do? Ma'am, and this is what I say to her, ma'am, everything that I am doing is just right on the screen. You can just follow that. You got it. Well, she says, well, it's just very hard for me. I'm like, okay, I understand. So I just walk her through the steps, because the guys like gave up on her because she wasn't getting it. Even though that they're explaining to her exactly what's on her screen and what she has to do, she just was not getting it. She was more irritated with me because as a employee and a representative, I should be helping her. So I tell her honestly, ma'am, the people that I'm helping right now, I have to make sure that I can close with them and make sure that they are finished up. What I'm doing with you is just reading something off the screen, and it's not helping me at all towards what I need and my goals. Her response, so you're saying that they're more important than me. I look at her and was just like, no, I'm not saying that. But I am saying that I need to make sure that these people are finished too. Where you you're just reading a screen to reset a password, and all the instructions are right there. It's not hard. She throws money. So you're saying because these people are more important than me, because they're giving you money, they're more important than me? I'm like, you can take it as you want. That's all I said. She was just like, well, I have dyslexia, and it's just hard for me to get this. Sorry. What would you want me to do? I would like your help. Okay, you're going to get my help. I just have to finish up with them. Luckily, my new hire finished with his people. The other people, we both like tag team together, so they were finished. So we just left the family, her and the two guys. He ended up helping her while I finished up with the two guys and the family. She ends up leaving. Very, very productive, fast day. I want to say it was very fast, but it was very irritating. Very, very irritating. So later on, where the store is about to close, again, I opened up the store and we open up at 10 o'clock and I'm leaving at 8. That was just a tough time. I'm not going to say that I did set myself up, but I did. At the time, we didn't have a lot of people. I didn't have a lot of people on my floor, and I was in the middle of hiring people, so it was just me and my new hire at the time, but that's okay. So she comes back, and this is like around 7:30. We close at 8. And she needed help hooking her Bluetooth up to her car. So my new hire helped her out with that, as I'm now finishing up with like a brand new couple that just came in, or before she came in. And she then tells me to come over. So I go over to her and she says, so because you didn't respect my disability, I'm going to file a class action lawsuit against you. And I'm like, all right, good luck with that. And then she leaves. There are moments where I don't understand in my field, is that customers love honesty and they love people to be truthful. So when I was truthful in that moment, it's just something that she couldn't take. And it was very irritating because what you just did was threaten me in my work. I'm a very honest and truthful person. And it's very weird that when it comes to customer service tell half things over the phone, and they talked me into it, and the customer wasn't ready, or I didn't agree to this and they lied to me type of deal. Where when you come into the store, I'm all about specifics and telling you what to expect. And some take it, some don't. But obviously, I want to be honest and truthful with you. When I'm being honest and truthful with you, I don't expect you to threaten my work, my place that I need to make money off of. You're threatening my lifestyle at this point. You're threatening my income because I was too honest. I get very confused. About that, because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help you, and you come in here for my help, and I want to be honest with you, but then you threaten me. You threaten my job in a way, because this all comes back like class action lawsuits. There will be a part 2 to this because she comes back after this. But when you say that you're going to do that, there are certain things, because I do have some customers come back and they're so much joy and pride when something happens at another store and then they say, yeah, and that person doesn't work there anymore. And I'm like, and are you happy about, depending on the situation? Yes, there are certain times where you're just like, a person lied. They obviously, you've seen, probably stole from you on your account, whatever. Yes, that person doesn't deserve to work there anymore. But if it's something minor, as somebody telling the truth, and you got them out of that position, you're proud of that? I get very confused. I'm all about honesty and and trust. I want my customers to come back because I'm honest and I'm trustworthy, and that's what make people come back. It's all about the relationship, and I'm down for relationships. I want to keep up that relationship. Repeated customers. I want to see you all the time, and I want that to keep up. But when it comes to threatening, I just don't get it. I'm lost in the sauce. I'm lost in the sauce. How threats affect me outside of work. I would say that I have never threatened someone. I only feel like I've threatened my sister when I was younger, when she, hit me, I'm gonna hit you back, that type of deal. But I never really threatened or been a threat to someone, I would say. I don't feel the need to threaten anyone outside of work. It doesn't help. It's just negative. Negative. Just putting something negative to a person, and that's a huge agenda to keep going for. Whoa, I'm gonna come after you. Threats, and I don't know. It's just very weird. It's very weird what people threaten to do. I don't want to see them as threats, though. Challenge me. Challenge you to that, but don't threaten me. Threaten me. It's a real dedication to that. But with that particular woman, when she left out the store, of course, there was very much a lot of irritation and upset and confusion, because I had to look up a class action lawsuit. I'm like, what is this? Why? Didn't even make sense. And you know what she said? She's a lawyer. That's what she said. She said that she's a lawyer and she's going to file a class action lawsuit against me. This whole circle moment. Because when she left, again, confusion. You're a lawyer and you have dyslexia. And you can't read the instructions on your phone on how to reset a password and getting into your email and just pressing OK. What I don't like, very triggering right now, is when the only word that's on your phone screen that says continue and there's nothing else. They be like, what do I do? I don't want to mess this up. So I'm like, just press the button. It's the only button that's there, because if you just trust the process, you're not going to do anything wrong. Nothing wrong. This is a heated conversation because it's just instructions. She's a lawyer that has dyslexia that wants to file a class action lawsuit against me. Boy. Oh boy. It was just a confusing time. It was just very confusing and irritating that you get to that point where you just want to be honest with a person and it just backfires and they just don't appreciate you. And we had a relationship way before this. She came in about 3 times where I helped her with her phone, helping her with her Bluetooth, helping her get accessories for her phone. And just that point, I'm like, you know me. And at this one moment, you want to file a class action lawsuit. I hate that with the customer relationship, you build it. But if one small thing goes wrong, everything just out the door, everything trash, everything that we had, everything that was great, in one bad moment, you don't remember any of the stuff that we went through, a 10-hour sit wait, getting you or being on the phone with customer service with you for 2-3 hours. And I accomplished that for you. We got it done. And that you just scratch it off as it's a done deal. I get very confused. About that. But threats, man, they're something. Let me know if anybody, got threatened, their job was threatened in any way. Just, put it down there in the comments. I'm just very curious why it's so big. And it comes back to me with my first episode of saying, you'll figure it out. It's nothing wrong, but you will figure it out. But don't threaten my what I'm doing. Don't threaten my job, my income here. I gotta make a living. But that was my think piece. I just think that it's just very weird that I don't know. I guess it's the power that somebody feels of threatening you and threatening your job, and then also feeling great that if that was successful, just like, yeah, I did that to that person. Like, wow. Again, other people are going to figure it out, but it's like crazy that you went above and beyond for just that one thing because something wasn't successful for you. People, man, people, you gotta love them, you know? You gotta like them in a certain way, or just figure things out. But let me go into my second segment of random thought. And my random thought, I have it in my notes because it was like a huge thing. The other day, I am in traffic on my way home, and I had my windows down on a hot day. I don't know what's up with me not turning on my air conditioner. I love the heat, so I mean, to a certain extent, but my extent is being okay at 90 degrees with my windows down, listening to music, and just following traffic, but knowing that people still have to like focus on the road. I was not. Nothing bad happened, but I was just looking past and looking in people windows, like watching two people have a conversation, or somebody like looking at their chin hair, or just jamming out the music. I'm like, wow, like I just take the 10 seconds to be like, wow, wonder what they're doing in their car. And they don't see me because again, they're still got to pay attention on the road. Though the passenger person, if they're just looking out and they see me, like, I wanted to say, hey, like I did put my hand up. I wanted to prepare that, hey, I'm looking at you, and just acknowledge that this may be weird, but it's cool, just going with the flow of traffic and seeing how people are. And I was just having a good time. Just watching people in the car. I always looking in the car and looking past people having a conversation. I'm like, I wonder what they're talking about in the car, in traffic, waiting. Don't understand traffic, because as I was like looking at people, I'm curious of what was the holdup, and then I'm curious. It's just like a traffic stop right on the side. It's a traffic stop right on the side. I'm like, how does that slow us down? And it's not even on the road. How? People are too curious as they're probably talking to each other, jamming out the music. Let me slow down to like just look at this traffic stop. I'm like, how does it happen? How does it happen? Because that's what I need to figure out too. I just don't get it. I just don't get how it happens. But as I was sitting in traffic, this rose into appreciating the little things, because as you're waiting, I just look up and look at the clouds. I really, really appreciate clouds because, wow, especially when I had my UV glasses on, and just looking up and seeing how graphic in 3D, 4D, whatever, 4K the clouds will look when you look up. And especially when I think it was around like 6:30, 7 o'clock when I'm on the road. 5:30, 6:30, 7 o'clock, whatever. That between those times, the way how the sun hits the clouds and just beauty, I'm just like, wow, I'm in awe of that. I always get this wrong, inanimate object, because wow, especially when it was raining, huge, crazy, this weather is crazy. But when it was raining and it cleared up a little, but the gray cloud, and the only thing that like stands is that gray cloud, and you have white all over. But I'm like, do anybody see this? I took a video and sent it to my friend on Snap, and I was just like, isn't it crazy how crazy this looks right now? Like, it just look amazing. I just want to say, if you really want to appreciate something and you're in traffic, or you're outside and you're walking, or you're just out, just look up. Just look up and admire those beautiful things in the sky, because wow, that's all I have to say. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I really, really love that. One bonus thing that I wanted to mention on me starting off, because I was in my notes And it's crazy. December 21st, 2022 is when I started talking about a podcast. And it's crazy how it all rolled up into like this, because I definitely knew that I wanted to talk about customer service, people in customer service, how the experiences happen, how it affect me, maybe seeing a later future guest and how it affects them in their different jobs and in customer service. But the build up to it is crazy. And I just had a feeling. Now, I'm not a moons and stars person, as I watch horrible decisions podcast, and Mandy B and her friend co-host Wheezy talk about. Well, Wheezy is definitely a moons and stars person, but Mandy B is not. But it's crazy how there was this one day that I took the time to. I don't believe in tarot cards, but I wanted to see how it was. And I gave myself my own reading, and it was very interesting on what I got back. If only I can find it. Okay, I found it. So this is what I landed on. Page of Pentacles. This page is truly dedicated and focused on their goals. She might be young or inexperienced, but she has the drive and determination needed to venture forward. Don't disregard this person. They are truly talented and will rise to the occasion when it comes. If the page is you, it's time to focus and commit to that thing you've been daydreaming about. Start taking concrete steps to bring that magic into the world. Other is the moon. And then this just describes the picture that I see. The full moon brings out the weirdos. Two nude women with wild hair and animal masks dance under the moon's strange light. They dance and howl in the moonlight and release their wild, untamed energy. The moon brings out strange things from the dark, a glimpse of what lies beyond the ordinary. A creature lurks in the pool of water behind them, and a reminder of the ancient fears of the unknown. Description: wake up your wild side. Imagination and the realm of the mind can allow you to see things in a new way. You might be feeling restless, kind of weird and full of wild energy. So be spontaneous. Do something crazy. Trust your instincts. It'll lead you to new and possible strange places. But be aware that by waking up your wild side, you may wander into some dangerous places as well. So be alert and listen to when your gut tells you you've traveled too far into the unknown. Last one is Seven of Wands. Your fiery drive has given you the strength and willpower to climb to the top of the cliff, only to have others try to knock you back down. You've succeeded and you're feeling strong, but others may be jealous. They'll try to make you feel like less and sow seeds of doubt in yourself. Don't let them. You deserve to be here. Fight for yourself. And after I read that, that was the day I purchased, the day after I purchased my deity. I was like, yeah, it's something, it's just crazy. Again, I'm not really a fan, like not a huge believer in that, but it was just weird that I got that night. And it made sense. So now I'm here, and I really, really am liking it. Also getting into my book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'm going to make this a habit, guys. And it's going to be a good one. I know it will. But that is it. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please rate, like, comment, and subscribe. I am on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Not all where you listen to your podcast, but sooner or later, baby steps. But those two are the top two important ones. So please tell me your experience. Share your experiences with me at imjustsharingpod@gmail.com. Thank you again.